Would you make a daiquiri using a rum that cost £125? Now, I'll be honest, there's no way in the world that I would normally do this, but I was in a very fortunate position where my membership community clubbed together and bought me this as part of my birthday present last August. And then even funnier, one of my members donated a super chat in one of my live streams where he asked me to make a daiquiri using this. This £125 rum at the moment, maybe even more. And it was just this kind of life altering moment, because I would normally never even think about using probably even a rum over 50 quid in a cocktail. But when I used this, oh my God, this is genuinely the best daiquiri that I've ever tasted by a million miles. But my perception is actually better rums do make better tasting cocktails. Now, there's obviously going to be a few caveats and a few disclaimers in this video as well. Do I think you really need to be spending that much on a cocktail rum? No, of course not. That is just absolutely bonkers. We wouldn't do it unless we're like multi-millionaires. But my point being, the great kind of revelation that came after making this daiquiri is actually, when you've got cocktails with minimal ingredients, and a daiquiri is just 3 ingredients, rum, lime and sugar. When you've got stuff like that, a rum Negroni, a rum Manhattan maybe, you know, you could probably even just sort of stretch this out to cocktails like the Mary Pickford that I've dropped on the extra channel a few weeks ago. And another cocktail that's just popped into my mind is obviously the rum fashioned. The rum fashioned is probably even the ultimate cocktail for using expensive rums, because you really aren't masking that rum too much, unless you're adding a lot of sugar, of course. But if you're just adding a bar spoon of sugar, maybe 5ml, and a dash of Angostura bitters to a very expensive rum, a rum that you absolutely love and adore, then that cocktail is just going to taste so much better. Rum cocktails with only 3, maybe 4 ingredients, where that rum is the integral part of that cocktail, the quality of that rum really does stand out and take the cocktail to a whole different level. Now look, my normal kind of wheelhouse for making daiquiris, if you've watched my stuff, you'll know that most of my daiquiri rums that I shout about are about 25 quid, whether that is the likes of Ron Kube, which is the baby, let's call it the baby sister to this. You know, this is the standard sort of £25 version. This is the 14-year-old £125. And we've got that. We've got Chairman's Reserve. You know, both of those are around about the sort of the £25 mark. We would probably even go sort of Dawley's 3-year-old. That's without all the UK rums that I'm kind of shouting about on my rum reviews channels on Monday. Now, I think we could break this down in the same way we would rum. You know, if you're at my level, we're talking rums under £50. That's the mainstay of my channel. If you're at that sort of level with me, then, you know, if you do sort of venture up to an expensive rum, and I've got a few down here now, but they are more of that luxury, that special occasion, maybe a treat at the Christmas or New Year, maybe a birthday kind of drink, maybe, I don't know, if you've got a son or a daughter maybe wetting their head when they turn 18 or 21 or something like that, maybe then is the time to kind of rock those out in a daiquiri. Because I think if I drank this all the time, it would just ruin me. And not in a case of getting me drunk or getting me tipsy or anything like that. I just mean that I've become so accustomed to drinking this level of quality that if I went out into a bar, into London, into Cambridge, where I'm from, you know, and ordered a daiquiri there, it is just never, ever, ever going to be up to this level. So not only for my bank balance purposes, but, you know, for my general day-to-day love of the daiquiri, love of the rum fashion, love of the Manhattan, the rum Negroni, the Mary Pickford, those kind of cocktails, you know, my everyday love for them, I would never even dream really going above £35, if I'm being brutally honest. Yes, a lot of the UK rums that I am shouting about on my Monday videos are around the £40. I discuss why they're that expensive on that channel. Yes, sometimes I would be using those in cocktails, but in the whole, I'm going to be using rums that I've already kind of shown you. And do you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with those rums. I genuinely do believe those 3 rums that I kind of showed you earlier, I genuinely do believe that they would score 8s, 9s out of 10s every single time. When we're putting those 3 rums up against something like Havana 3-year-old or Bacardi, you know, they in themselves are just a whole different leap above those rums. The quality of those daiquiris compared to your Havana 3-year-old is just insane. It's just mind-blowing. Just going to take a very quick moment to thank today's show sponsor, which is the ongoing partnership I have with Stratford Sodas. I absolutely love them. Dedicated rum mixers, low in carbonation, low in fizz, low in gas, low in sugar as well. They're just perfect today. We've got 4 in the range, the tropical, the spiced, the citrus and the hedgerow. I'm going to be doing a lot of work with these in shorts over on my other channel, so go and check that out, Steve the Barman Extra. If you want to try these, if you're in the UK and you've not tried them yet, then go and check out. There's a link in my description that will auto-populate at checkout. Gives you 50% off your first order of the taster pack and the party pack. So go and try them out. If you've tried those rums, you'll understand, if you kind of know exactly what I'm talking about, you'll understand that gulf between those, say your Chairman's, your Ron Cube, and the Havana 3-year-old, that is a huge leap. So can you now appreciate the huge leap going from something like that to a very, very, very expensive rum? You know, I see it all the time in my comments. It's on my YouTube videos and in the Discord. And here's a shout out for Discord as well. If you want to come and chat to more rum people, it's no, you know, it's not really kind of geek territory or anything like that. It's just fun people that love, enjoy rum of all different levels. Then do come over into our Discord community. There will be a link in the description. Come and join us, completely free. Yes, there is a membership bit, but come and join us in the fun. Come and have some fun in Discord. But going back to the comments that I get, whether it is on YouTube, whether it is in Discord, you know, people are, I wouldn't use a £50 rum in a cocktail. Now, I understand that that has everything to do with your budget and your bank balance, a lot to do with sensibility, but there is that small, tiny percentage that just think that they're putting such an expensive rum in a cocktail is going to ruin that rum. But it's actually completely and utterly the opposite. Putting an expensive rum in a cocktail is just going to make that cocktail even better. But I would strongly urge you to keep that to 3, maybe 4 ingredients at the most. And when I say 4 ingredients, I'm probably talking more bitters than I am sort of 25 ml of sugar syrup, or, you know, of a puree or tiki cocktails or anything like that, where yes, the rum does make a difference in those tiki cocktails, but you're not losing, it's not wasted. But the final kind of disclaimer I would make as well is that if you are going to use an expensive rum in your daiquiri, or if you are going to use an expensive rum in your rum Manhattan, rum old fashioned, is probably not the best example. The best example would be the daiquiri. If you are going to use an expensive rum, then for the love of God, make sure the rest of the ingredients are as good. Don't be using like your Jif lime juice, your supermarket lime juice in a daiquiri. Use fresh lime juice. You know, if you're going to be using sugar syrup in your cocktail, then make sure it is the best sugar syrup, because you've seen me do it on live stream, some of you. You know, I've pitted 6 sugar syrups, bought in sugar syrups, against homemade, and there was a huge level of difference between those. I'll try and link that video below if I can remember which one it was, but you know, there was a huge gulf. I had 7 or 8 different sugar syrups, and there was a huge gulf in difference in taste between those alone. So when you do come to use an expensive rum in your cocktails, then make sure the rest of the ingredients really are up to the task. Now on that, I want you guys in the community, I want you guys to get involved. In comments below, I want you to tell me the most expensive rum that you've ever used in a cocktail, and what was that cocktail, and could you tell a difference? I want to know. As I keep saying time and time again, this is me fronting up this channel, but I'm relying on you guys, the rum community, to help all the newcomers to rum, to help people like in years to come, like when they're reading these comments, to really kind of learn and appreciate it's not just about me, it's as much about you guys as it's me. So get in those comments below, let me know your most expensive rum, and let me know the cocktail that you used it in, and could you taste the difference?